This is really cool. This is from physicsworld.com. Simulations of time travel send quantum metrology back to the future. Quantum mechanics research update. What does that even mean? Well, let's look into this. Have you ever wished you could go back in time and change your decisions? Of course not. Well, anyway, if only knowledge from today could travel back in time with us, we could alter our actions to our advantage. For now, such time travel is stuff of fiction, but a trio of researchers have shown that by manipulating quantum entanglement, one can at least design experiments that simulate it. This is awesome. So, writing in physical review letters, David Arvidsson Shakur of the Hitachi Cambridge Laboratory in UK and Aidan McConnell of the University of Cambridge, UK, and Nicole Younger Halpern of the U.S. National Institute of Standards and Technology and the University of Maryland propose a setup in which an experimentalist sends information back in time to retroactively, in effect, change their actions in a way that produces optimal measurements. Intriguingly, the trio revealed that such simulated time travel in entangled systems can facilitate physical advantages that would be impossible to achieve in purely classical systems. If you want to take the cutting edge nutritional supplements, there's different products that I take also. But as far as vitamins and minerals and essential amino acids and like anti-aging stuff, this stuff is amazing. So you can actually get yours if you haven't ordered any yet. And if you haven't, I don't know what the heck are you waiting for, because this stuff is absolutely incredible. Read the reviews, like 5-star reviews across the board. Athletes, people from all ages, all walks of life, and it's awesome. So go to boomerboost.com right now. Click the link in the video description box specific for extra discounts. Use the code REX. You're going to get an additional $5 off your order. Use that for the coupon code. But click the link, and for a limited time, they've got 25% off their probiotics, their collagen, their vitamin C, and free shipping in the U.S. of orders of $37 or more. So stack the discounts, read the reviews, get some, and let's get back to the podcast right now. Boomer Boost! This kind of reminds me vaguely of what people refer to as Project Looking Glass, a technology that allows people to use this holographic system essentially to bend light and see possible future outcomes. And there's a lot of speculation and ideas about certain cartoons and videos and movies using that technology. And it's one of the reasons is probably because if you ever watch The Simpsons, the way that The Simpsons appears to have cartoons that eerily predict events that take place sometimes months, years later. It's very weird. It's very uncanny. And there's a lot of theories as to why that is. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody came up to me and was like, yes, Rex, it's a technology that was once called Looking Glass, but now it's been advanced to the point of where you can just type in some numbers in a keyboard, and the quantum interface that keyboard is connected to, those quantum computers and those algorithms can now predict with a very high level of accuracy what future outcomes will take place. But there's always variables, and they're never 100%. So that's why we live in the Matrix. 10010001 SOS. Mr. Roboto. I'm Kilroy. Kilroy. Maryland proposed a setup in which an experimentalist sends information back into time retroactively. In effect, change their actions in a way that produces optimal measurements. Intriguingly, the trio reveal that such simulated time travel in entangled systems can facilitate physical advantages that would be impossible to achieve in purely classical systems. So what's the science of the quantum measurements, Bob? Well, the science is, while actual backward time travel is hypothetical, quantum mechanical versions have been proposed and simulated experimentally. So cool. A crucial ingredient of these simulations is teleportation, wherein a state from the experiment's intermediate step is effectively sent back to the beginning. For this to be possible, the states must be entangled. In other words, they must share a type of quantum connectedness that arises between two or more particles such that the state of one cannot be defined independently of the others. So these simulations of time travel rely on quantum mechanics. They enable researchers to ask questions about the nature and advantages, if any, of these quantum systems. In the new work, Arvidsson, Shakur, McConnell, and Younger Halpern do just that by investigating what advantages simulations of backward time travel can have for quantum metrology. This is a field of physics using quantum mechanics, which makes highly precise measurements. Halo, nanu. A typical quantum metrology problem deals with estimating some unknown parameter of a system or process using quantum mechanical probes. Once the probes are prepared and made to interact with the system, the way the probe state transforms will encode information about the unknown parameter. The goal is to learn as much information as possible per probe. Do you remember the saying, "Don't probe me, bro. Don't probe me. I will not be probed by you, extraterrestrial, bolide. Step back. I don't care if you came from Zeta Reticuli. You're not going to probe me with that. You're not even my bro. You're a space hoe. Get that probe out of here." I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's go back to the podcast. Back to the podcast. Okay. Previously, Shakur and Halpern and their collaborators demonstrated that in a quantum system, choosing an optimal input probe state can enable an experimentalist to gain more information per probe than is possible classically. However, typically, the experimentalist learns which input state would have to be optimal only after the interaction occurs. In a scenario without time travel, this is a no-go. So essentially what they're saying is, by getting probed more, they have shown that time travel is possible in a simulation. Maybe that's what the Zeta Reticuli dudes were doing with their probes. They were proving that time travel was possible. Advantage of simulated time travel. If, however, the experimentalist teleports the optimal input state back in time via entanglement manipulation, the trio show that this could produce novel operational advantages. So in their proposal, an experimentalist prepares a pair of maximally entangled quantum bits, qubits. You've got A and C. And in addition to the qubit as the probe, the goal is to measure the strength of an unknown interaction using the probe. Initially, the experimentalist is unaware of the optimal input state for A. At the first step, the probe and qubit A interact. The information about the unknown parameter of the interaction is encoded in the probe state. At an intermediate step, however, the experimentalist measures the state of qubit A. This measurement reveals information about the as yet unknown optimal state. Are you with me? Did you get it? Next, the experimentalist uses the information to prepare an auxiliary qubit B in this optimal state. Then they measure the joint state of the qubits C and D. If this joint state does not match the initial joint state of A and C, the measurement is then discarded from their analysis. This essentially picks out instances where optimally prepared state D teleports into the original state of qubit A. The teleportation implies that when the experimentalist measures the probe, they record optimal information gain, even though they did not initially. Prepare the probe in the optimal state. Probe it. During the experiment, the experimentalist would discard many non-matching measurements that might seem costly. However, the measurements the experimentalist keeps, the ones where the teleportation is successful, have high information gain per probe. Overall, the information gained from a few optimal probes outweighs the losses when summed over multiple trials. I just had, a thought. I just had an incredible thought. But something's telling me the time is not right to share it with the world because it could change things a bit. I will give you a hint, though. Okay, let's go back to the podcast. Whether time travel is physically possible or not is still debated. Experimentalists, though, can use quantum mechanics and simulate time travel in the lab to perform more precise measurements. So, as Shakur and McConnell and Halpern conclude in their paper, while time travel simulations do not allow you to go back and alter your past, they do allow you to create a better tomorrow by fixing yesterday's problems today. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the cusp of something magnificent. And in the lab, I wouldn't be surprised if they were much further ahead of the game than what they're sharing with us in this paper. So read all about it, physicsworld.com. Now, this is far out. This is far out. I've been talking about this for years. You can read some of my blogs from like 12 years ago, even longer, talking about how like your brain waves can be converted into sounds and thoughts and words and feelings and emotions and even smells. You can take your brainwave and link it to a certain sensory perception. Well, scientists recreate the Pink Floyd song based on brainwaves. Somebody's listening to a Pink Floyd song, and then this technology captures their brainwaves and replays it, and it's eerie, folks. It is eerie. So I'm going to share this with you right now. Let's go. Wow. So my theory is, if they don't already have this technology, and actually my theory is they do already have this technology, but there's technologies that if aren't already available, will be probably available in the future. Maybe not to you, probably though, where it will capture brainwaves and decode brainwaves, everything. And with what they can do to human DNA right now, did you know that they can use human DNA to store more data than almost like than any other hard drive in the world right now? DNA hard drives are the most efficient hard drives on the planet, and they're still just in the early stages of these DNA hard drives. And if you think about it, it makes sense because DNA is essentially the creator's hard drive. Makes sense. So Pink Floyd. Wow. Dark Side of the Moon. Hello. Here we go. Benzinga.com. CEO Elon Musk on Friday envisioned humans uploading their memories to the cloud and downloading them into a human robot. Humanoid robot, that is, adding to a long list of benefits the billionaire entrepreneur receives for the company's humanoid bots called Optimus. Hello! Sign me up for that. Yeah, I want to upload my memories into the cloud and then think of all the marketing I'm going to get. Like I don't get enough advertisements on my computer. Now it's going to be like directly in my head. Talk about a marketing wet dream. Woo-woo. Man, every thought you have is going to be linked to some new commercial or some new AI tailored advertisement to sell you more products. Wow, that's going to be amazing. But it's probably not that far from now. Hook it up to the cloud, man. I can see the future. And I saw it many years ago. It's pretty far out, guys, gals. It's pretty wild. So be prepared in the near future to have your memories uploaded to the cloud so they can then be put into a humanoid robot. And then that's going to be like a robot version of you. Oh, man. And then you'll merge together. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. Woo! Sign me up. Let's go. Singularity. Another interesting article. May 2024, researchers reported that the 2018 eruptions of the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii may have been triggered by a mechanism similar to a stomp rocket toy. And they think that in the near future, it's possible that the active Hawaiian volcano could also erupt like a stomp rocket. So be prepared, not scared. Lots of volcanic activity going on lately, huh? I don't know what this is. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Benzinga.com. According to this article, the true U.S. debt is $175 trillion. That's actually the true debt of the USA when you take all the entitlements into account, like Social Security and Medicare. That number is itself rapidly increasing. Srinivasan said, citing numbers from a U.S. Treasury report published in February. Wow, that's a lot. I'm just saying, if we're $175 trillion in debt, is it a surprise that 159 countries want to adopt this BRICS payment system? It doesn't surprise me. And it also doesn't surprise me that Saudi Arabia and other nations are actually trading in other currencies now. And that was exclusive with Saudi Arabia for decades. Not anymore, folks. 159 countries are set to adopt this new BRICS payment system. And this also doesn't surprise me that one of the reasons gold is doing so good and precious metals are so hot is because of the debt. Gold prices keep breaking records in 2024, and central banks are driving the rally. U.S. gold futures celebrate 50 years of trading this year. You can read about it at marketwatch.com. Look at this. Central bank demand gold has surged in the past 5 years, swallowing nearly 1 in every 10 ounces produced by the mining sector on official data. This is Adrian Ash, Bully Involved. Well, that's pretty wild. Okay, now, I want to show you this. This is pretty cool. This is video of lightning in reverse. Totally weird. And it's IFLscience.com. Strange red upside down lightning caught on camera in Puerto Rico. And I want to thank, who's this from? The images were obtained suggest that the discharge that we're seeing from the island must have had a longer duration than usual. So much so that probably some people could have seen them, the Caribbean Astronomy Society said in a Facebook post. So let's take a look at this right here. Whoa! Whoa! Did you see that? That was crazy. Woo-wee! When you got lightning in reverse, man, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the core was in reverse. We got lightning in reverse. Everything's in reverse right now. I mean, did you see the Olympic ceremony? Wow, talk about summoning insanity, Dionysus. Hello. And what's even crazier is the rituals they were performing thousands of years ago made that look tame. Whoa, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wild ride out here. But you gotta love it, right? You gotta love it. Welcome to Earth. It's a trip. It's gonna be a trip, that's for sure. And wherever you go, there you are. I hope you have a beautiful day. Check us out on Patreon. We've got exclusive content on there. Also, check us out on leakproject.com. We're doing a big update on leakproject.com. And I have thousands of interviews there. Long format interviews, guests that you're not going to see anywhere else, information you're not going to get anywhere else. And if you want to be a podcaster, if you want to be a social media creator, and if you want to change the world, I can help you. Also, my friend Jay Matta can. Jay Matta is awesome. He has Gnostic TV. What we'll do is we'll put you through a 4-week course and help you on track to become the change the world needs to see.